The state of Black America is not a headline. It's not a statistic. It's not a moment. It's a living, breathing story. One we inherit, one we carry, and one we continue to rewrite. Every generation has had answers to the same questions. Where are we now? And where do we go from here? Today I'm not giving a speech. I'm giving a witness, a reflection, a truth-telling moment about what it feels like to be black in America right now. The beauty, the burden, the brilliance, and the battle. Now let's start with the undeniable. We are still here after centuries of being told we wouldn't make it, after systems designed to break us, after policies meant to erase us, after narratives meant to shrink us. We are still here, creating, building, loving, laughing, resisting, and rising. The state of Black America begins with survival, but it does not end there. We can't talk about the state of Black America without naming the weight. The weight of being watched, of being doubted, of being underestimated, of being feared, of being copied without being credited, of being visible but not valued, of being celebrated for our culture but punished for our existence. We carry generational trauma in our bones. We carry generational brilliance in our blood. We carry both at the same time, and that duality is exhausting. And the weight of being celebrated for our culture but being punished for our existence is very funny and very asinine to me. Because you want our rhythm, but you don't want our blues. You want to have all of this that black people created, but you don't want to give us the credit, or you don't want to acknowledge that we created this. That's just like with music. You went so hard because Beyonce made a country album with country songs, but you fail to realize that black people started half of this. Matter of fact, black people started all of this. Like she said, the banjo was a black instrument. It was a black instrument. And that goes for African Americans and black Americans. Because at this point, I'm tired of hearing about, oh, they're not African American, I'm black American. I don't give a goddamn what the hell you is. You as black, be the fuck proud. I don't care if you're African or you're just black. I don't give a damn. We are all brothers and sisters. We are all descendants of our ancestors. So I don't give a fuck. If you're, I'm not African American, I'm black American. I don't give a shit. I really don't. Okay. But like she said, banjo was a black instrument. You come down so hard on black people for stepping into genres of music that were already ours to begin with. That's funny. Because I never saw anybody get in the uproar because Keith Urban is country. He's from Australia. Anybody could slap on a country accent. My tractor is my girlfriend. And my tractor is my girlfriend. And my highway. And round, round. I ride around. I ride around in my girlfriend. Because my tractor is my girlfriend. But seriously though, ain't nobody saying nothing about Keith Urban. Ain't nobody saying nothing about anybody else. But y'all had a problem with Beyonce jumping into the country genre because she killed it, and half of y'all are still struggling. Sad. But my thing is, the way they're being copied but not credited, that we saw that all of 2020. Let's roll it back 6 years ago, 2020. And everybody was at home due to COVID. We some of the black people was creating dances on TikTok, but it wasn't getting credited. And people were saying, okay, look here, I created this dance, why aren't you giving me credit? And everyone was letting their privilege and everything come out. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. It is that serious. It is. Because people were actually getting brand deals, and they were actually getting exposure for dances that they did not create. Let's look at Charlie D'Amelio and Julia Harmon. Everyone thought Charlie created the Renegade. Everyone did, until people were saying, no, Charlie did not create the Renegade. Julia Harmon did. And everybody was like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. It is that big of a deal. It really is, because look what Charlie is doing now. And look what Julia is doing now. Very two different careers. Charlie was getting invited to any and everything. The girl had a collaboration with Duncan. She was getting this, she was getting that. She was being invited here, she was being invited there. She went on Dancing with the Stars. She won, of course. She was doing so much more than Julia Harmon was. And while you may not think it's not a big deal, but to us, to black people, it is a big deal, because we have to fight twice as hard to be as good. And then even then, fighting twice as hard does not always work. It doesn't. Fighting twice as hard to be just as good as them doesn't always work all the time. Half the time we have to fight 4 times as hard just to be good as them. And it still doesn't work. It doesn't. And people are saying it's not that big of a deal because it's just a dance. No, it is that big of a deal. Regardless if it's a dance or not. You're using our creativity, our rhythm. You're taking it. You're not giving credit where credit is due. And you're making people think, oh yeah, I made the dance. And it's no hit to Charlie or anything, because she did come back and say, oh, I did not create the dance. And I don't know that she actually said. But anyway, I really don't know. But just like some other people, now they're talking about, oh, with this new hantavirus going on, we bring it back 2020 TikTok. I don't want to go to 2020 TikTok again. Because everybody was letting their privilege and their racism show, and I didn't have time for that. I didn't. I mean, even if we do go back to 2020 TikTok, I got my podcast to get me well grounded. Hello, somebody. But anyway, I'm not here to debate politics, because we already know. We already know about the politics. I'm here to tell the truth. The systems that were never built for us still aren't built for us. Education misrepresents us. Healthcare underserves us. Economics exclude us. Media stereotypes us. Workplaces take us for granted. Neighborhoods police us. Policies ignore us. We are not imagining the barriers. We are navigating them every single day. And yet we still rise. Let's talk about healthcare for 1 second. Black women are the main ones who always get undervalued and underserviced when they go into the hospital. And while you do see that in TV shows, now it's still happening in real life. That's why when my mom went to the hospital, I was there every step of the way, every second. because I wanted to make sure she was getting the care that she needed to get. That she needed to get. I don't know if have y'all have seen Tyler Perry's Sisters, but I remember, I think it was the last season. Yeah, last season was season 9. Karen finally had her babies, and she was saying, "Okay, I'm hurting." Like she was actually physically in pain, and we already know how child. Well, I don't, but to hear women talk about childbirth it is a scary experience. It's a joyous experience, but it's a scary experience because childbirth is the closest they have to death. And she was talking about how she was hurting, and this doctor, he was a white man, was not even taking her cries seriously. And it finally came out that one of her babies had passed away. That was Zach's child. So they named her Forever Taylor. Yeah. So the doctor was like, "Oh no, she's fine, she's fine, she's fine." Until another doctor came in there and said, "No, she's not fine. If this baby would have stayed in there any longer, both the baby that was already, that had passed, it was stillborn, and the other baby would have passed away." And it's sad to see that black women, they are always the ones who get undervalued and underappreciated and over police, basically. And then when black people voice their concerns, it's always, "Oh, stop making a big deal about everything." No, it's not stop making a big deal about everything. How about you start looking at these people who are denying black people, especially black women, basic health care? How about you start doing that? Education, they always make it seem like black people are the slowest people there is. That's not true. But I know many black people that are educated. Many black people that are educated. Hello. It may take us a few years to get where we are, because sometimes some of us aren't always on the path that we want to be on. Some of us have changed our majors multiple times. I can attest to that. I have changed my major multiple times, but I'm still here. I'm still getting my degree, and that degree is almost complete. Hello. All right. The media, they always stereotype us. They always act like, "Oh, we are the ones who cause all the violence here in America." Let's look at who are always the main school shooters. What race are them? Are they whatever? That is one thing they decided to keep segregated: school shooters. Okay. Here's the part that keeps me grounded. Black culture is undefeated. We create language, rhythm, style, movements, worlds. We turn pain into poetry. We turn struggle into strategy. We turn survival into art. The state of Black America is not about what we're fighting for. It's about what we're building. Being black in America today means living in a constant state of contradiction. We are celebrated and scrutinized, loved and feared, copied and criminalized, needed and neglected, visible and invisible. We are expected to be strong but punished for being human, expected to be resilient but denied the resources to rest, expected to lead but rarely given the room to breathe. And yet we continue to have joy. We keep choosing community. We keep choosing ourselves. And that's another thing. Everyone, when we tell y'all something, when black people say, "Okay, look here, listen to us now," because something, look here, we know a little something. We know something. Y'all tell us we don't know a damn thing. And that's sad. Because really, you want to think about it, You don't know nothing. Look at the predicament we are in now with the current person in the White House because of y'all. Okay? Because of y'all. And I'm looking at some of these black people too who were talking all that when going on with that man. It's forever. Y'all ain't rocking with us. I'm not rocking with y'all. Uh-uh. No. When Kamala Harris told y'all he's gonna be a dictator on day one, what y'all said? Oh, she just lying. She just trying to fear monger. Baby, Kamala was right. And see, I couldn't be Kamala because I know my mouth. I would have got on social media after the first thing or first couple of things happened. I'd be like, didn't I tell y'all so? Like, I know I just could not be Kamala because Kamala's better than me because I would have been got on here, but I told you so. He was too dumb enough not to believe me, but I told you so. You were so stupid that you saw that and actively worked against me, but I told you that he was finna be a dictator on day one. But you didn't believe me, so now look at you, gotta pay $6 for gas. And it's the fact that everyone said, oh, if Kamala gets in the seat, she's gonna start wars. Who's the one starting stuff? Who's the one doing stuff that we don't need to be involved in? Huh? Now he's trying to put his face on a passport. And I was just finna get my passport too, but I'm gonna wait. Cause you're not gonna have your face on my passport. Okay? No thank you. You are not gonna have your face on my passport. No Megan stuff. No thank you. We're not doing that. Okay? But it's the fact that y'all didn't listen to black people. We told y'all. Listen to us. Listen. Then we're telling y'all about these midterms. Okay? Look, I know y'all don't like, especially in Georgia, I know y'all don't like Keisha Lance Bottoms. But people have told y'all that she did not quit being the mayor of Atlanta. Her term was up. And she decided not to run for re-election. But no, you have people who actually think, oh, she quit. She just quit. This is why nothing gets accomplished when it comes to elections. Because you have people who are so set in their mind that nothing's going to change, or their vote does not matter, or it doesn't count anyway. And now look, she is the front runner for the Democrats for Georgia, for governor. And honestly, I'm leaning more towards Keisha. At first, I was leaning towards Jason Estevez, but I'm leaning a little bit more towards Keisha now. I've been listening to both of them, but I've been listening to Keisha a lot more. And I know we here in Georgia, it's an uphill battle. There's an uphill battle on what we go do. And my thing is, you need to get people in office who are actually going to do something and not just do a whole lot of look. We done seen so many ads from Burt Jones, Buddy Carter, Rick Jackson. We done seen so many ads from those three. All those three sound the same. All three of them sound the same. I'm not even hearing anything about what I'm going to actually do for Georgia. All I'm hearing, Rick Jackson was talking about, you don't have the right to force your religion or something on it. Sir, you are thinking about the wrong thing. You need to be thinking about what you are doing for the American people, for Georgia, where Georgia is the American people. So anyway, I was still right. You need to think about what you are doing for Georgia. I don't give a damn what type of religion somebody is. I don't. I do not care, to be honest. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't care. I really don't. I don't. I don't care what religion it is. Look at as long, I could be friends with anybody. I can't. You Muslim? Oh, well, hey, how you doing? You Buddhist? Oh, what's up? I don't care what religion you is. Because first of all, it's not my place to actually care what your religion is. It's really not. Because I really don't care, like I said. But my thing is, he's talking about, oh, you don't have the right to force your religion on us. And then something about, and now I was saying something about Lake and Riley. And it is heartbreaking on what happened to Laken. But I'm reminded of what her family said. Do not use her as a political poster. Do not use her death as the poster for your policy or whatever. And here they go doing the same thing that Laken's family said don't do. So, of course, they don't listen. That's one. Two, I'm not hearing what they actually going to do for Georgia. I'm not hearing anything. Three, you've been endorsed by that man in the White House. You talking about you go work closely with him to do what? To do what in Georgia? Look, we already halfway. We already halfway ain't got nothing now, is. And here you go want to sit there and work closely with him. Really? And as I'm listening to Keisha, and as I'm listening to like Jason Estevez, I'm listening to those people, to those two, because whatever that person's name, Jeff Duncan, whoever, that's a Republican turned Democrat who's still a Republican. That man's a Demo-Republican. Or Demo-Publican, however you want to say it. He's a Republican. Still, somebody that said that was Republican, but now he's running as a Democrat. But he still has policies that sound more like Republican. He's a Republican or a Demo-Publican. However you want to put it. Then we have Miracle Rankin and Jen Jordan. Yes. Then of course John Ossoff. He's going up against Buddy Carter. That man's been endorsed by Trump. Buddy Carter, so no. Who else? And there's a bunch of others, but the main ones were Georgia Supreme Court, Georgia Governor, and Senate. So my thing is, I've been really thinking about it, and this is to all my Georgia people. Keisha Lance Bottoms, Miracle Rankin and Jen Jordan, and John Ossoff. Those three for Governor, Supreme Court, Georgia Supreme Court, and Georgia Senate. Those three right there. Cast their vote tomorrow. If you haven't already did early voting, cast their vote tomorrow for Keisha, Miracle Rankin and Jen Jordan, and John Ossoff. Triple check your vote. Triple check it. I know we always say double check your vote, but triple check that vote. because they are trying to silence black voices. They're trying to silence us. And this is not the time. This is not the time to play around with anything. These are just the primaries. The actual general election is going to be in November, like usual. Even then, November is not a time to play with either. Look, I care less about how you feel about Keisha Lance Bottoms, but if she is the Democratic nominee for Georgia governor, you better show up and show out come November. That's all I got to say about that. The state of Black America is not just about where we are. It's about where we're going. We're moving toward a future where we don't have to code switch to survive. We don't have to shrink to be accepted. We don't have to overperform to be believed. We don't have to apologize for resisting. We don't have to fight alone. A future where our children inherit more ease than we did, more safety, softness, truth, possibility. A future where being black is not a burden. It's a birthright. Moving forward requires more than hope. It requires community over competition, healing over hiding, accountability over ego, rest over burnout, truth over silence, unity over division, courage over comfort. It requires us to love each other loudly, protect each other fiercely, correct each other gently, and believe in each other consistently. Because the state of Black America is not just a condition, it's a collective responsibility. Here's what I know. We're not done. We're not defeated. We're not defined by the systems that try to contain us. We are the people of prophecy, a people of purpose, a people of possibility. The state of Black America is not hopeless. It's holy. It's sacred. It's powerful. It's evolving. And we're the ones shaping what comes next. The state of Black America is complex. It's heavy, beautiful, painful, resilient, unfinished. But one thing is clear. We are still rising. We are still becoming. We are still rewriting the story.